Ever wonder what separates a pretty good home-cooked meal from a great one? It's usually not about the expensive ingredients, it's all about the technique. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and share some genuine trade secrets from professional kitchens that are going to fundamentally change the way you cook. And that's really the key, isn't it? This isn't just a random list of tips you'd find online. This is the real deal, hard-won knowledge from the heat of a professional kitchen. These are the techniques that chefs rely on, day in and day out. And now, they're yours. Okay, so where do we start? Well, any chef will tell you that a great dish begins long before you even think about turning on the stove. It all starts with the prep. So let's dive into some pro secrets for working smarter, not harder. Ah, yes, the age-old kitchen question. We've all been there, right? Eyes streaming, trying to dice an onion. It just feels unavoidable. But what if I told you the pros have a real solution? And it's not some old wives' tale. I bet you've heard this one a million times. Oh, just make sure you don't cut the root. And look, while it's true that the root has the highest concentration of those tear-jerking compounds, just avoiding it isn't a foolproof plan. The real secret lies somewhere else. So here's what's actually going on. A dull knife doesn't slice the onion cells, it crushes them, and that releases way more of those irritating gases into the air. So secret number one is to use your sharpest knife for clean cuts. But here's the real game changer. Sprinkle a little water on the onion as you chop. That's it. The water actually absorbs those compounds before they ever get near your eyes. Simple, but it absolutely works. Okay, ready to learn a little chef speak? Let's talk about the brunoise. You know that impossibly tiny, perfect dice you see in high-end restaurants? That's it. And it's not just for making the food look pretty. When all your pieces are the exact same tiny size, they cook perfectly evenly. That's crucial for getting balanced flavor in every single bite. Now, making a perfect brunoise might seem super intimidating, but a mandolin makes it way easier. First, you set it to a paper-thin setting and make your slices. Carefully, of course. Next, you stack those slices up and cut them into little uniform matchsticks. That's a julienne, by the way. And for the final step, just gather those matchsticks together, turn them, and dice them into tiny, perfect cubes. It's a simple process that gives you professional results. All right, our prep is done. Time to turn up the heat. This next section is all about taking control of your kitchen and solving those common frustrations with some simple pro-level techniques. This is one of the most maddening things, right? You're trying to whisk a vinaigrette or whip some cream with one hand, and your other hand is just desperately trying to keep the bowl from flying off the counter. It's so inefficient and just plain annoying. Here is a hack so simple and effective, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Just take a kitchen towel, get it slightly damp, and place it under your bowl. That's it. The damp towel creates friction and basically anchors the bowl to the countertop. Now, both of your hands are free to work. It's a total game changer, for real. You're simmering a sauce, but you don't have a lid that fits the pan. We've all been there. No problem. Chefs use a classic French solution called a cartouche. You just fold a piece of parchment paper like you're making a paper airplane, hold it to your pan to measure, and trim it to size. Snip the very tip off to create a little vent for steam, and unfold it. You've got a perfect custom-fit lid that traps moisture and prevents a skin from forming. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, now we get to the heart of it all, flavor. This is where professional cooking truly, truly shines. These next few secrets are all about transforming good ingredients into absolutely unforgettable dishes. This technique is called dry brining, and while it does take a little bit of planning, the results are incredible. What happens is the salt first pulls moisture out of the meat, then that salty brine gets reabsorbed, seasoning the meat from the inside out. And leaving it uncovered in the fridge, that dries out the surface, which is the absolute key to getting a perfect crispy sear. You know, sometimes the most crucial ingredient you have is patience. If you cut into a steak the second it comes off the heat, you'll see all those precious juices just run out onto the cutting board. It's a tragedy. But by just letting it rest for 10 minutes or so, you allow those juices to relax and redistribute back into the muscle fibers. The result is a steak that is so much more tender, flavorful, and juicy. This might be the single most important question in all of cooking, because salt isn't just about making things taste salty. Its real job is to be a flavor enhancer. But how do you know when it's too much and when it's just right?
This right here is the professional's mindset. You don't add salt until you taste saltiness. You add salt until the tomatoes taste more tomatoey and the herbs taste brighter. Salt's job is to make food taste more like itself. When every other flavor in the dish just pops, that's when you know you've nailed it.
Great cooking isn't just about the recipes, it's about workflow. The final piece of the puzzle is learning how to set up your space and move with purpose, just like a line cook during a busy dinner service. Forget all the complicated, expensive gadgets. One of the most versatile and beloved tools in any professional kitchen is the humble offset spatula. It's small, it's simple, and it does just about everything. Seriously, from flipping delicate fish fillets to perfectly frosting a cake or cleanly lifting cookies off of a baking sheet, this one tool is indispensable. That little angled blade gives you so much control and precision. Once you start using one, you'll wonder how you ever cooked without it. These two simple habits will instantly make you feel more organized and efficient. The trash bowl means no more running back and forth to the garbage can. It keeps you focused at your station. And the helper tray? It's your mise en place hub. You just use a baking sheet to hold all your prepped ingredients, which keeps your cutting board clear and ready for the next task. This might just be the toughest lesson to learn from a professional kitchen. When a sauce breaks or you overcook a steak, our first instinct is to try and fix it. But a professional knows when to stop. Starting over isn't about failure, it's about having a relentless commitment to quality. So there you have it. You've learned how to prep efficiently, cook with control, maximize flavor, and move like a pro. These secrets are now yours. The only question left is, what are you going to cook first?